and told me my liver was failing from my health, my years of drug abuse. And I remember them telling me that my life expectancy would go to 8 years, that I would die within 8 years without a liver transplant. Hey, my name's Philip, and this is what I used to look like. This was me when I weighed 139 pounds. My liver was failing, and 19 years of drug abuse. I'd been in and out of jails and institutions my whole life. I want people to know that there is hope, that there is something else available. This is going to be a different video. I don't know how this video is going to go. I'm going to talk a little bit about me. I want you guys to get to know me and my story. Hopefully I could inspire someone, or someone could hear my message and that could help them. And then everything that I've been through is worth it. It's always worth it if it can help one person. And I believe that to this day. I'm not ashamed. I'm not embarrassed of my story. If my message can help one person, or it can inspire one person, everything I went through was worth it. I started using when I was 11 years old. When I first started using, let's just say, we're going to talk a little bit about the disease of addiction and drug abuse. And then also, this is just a message of inspiration. I don't really feel like the disease of addiction is talked about that much. There's a pretty big stigma around the disease of addiction. Junkies, they're all just worthless, hopeless drug addicts, and they'll never be anything, and they'll never change. And that's not true. That's not true. So we're going to talk about it. I have 6.5 years clean, working on 7 years clean. And these 6.5 years that I've had is the best years of my life. I've had more freedom in my life, more peace than I've ever experienced before. I'm super grateful and super blessed. I want you to know that there's hope, okay? That's the main thing in a message of inspiration. And this goes beyond the drug addiction, and this goes to chasing your dreams and never giving up. Never giving up. So I started using when I was 11 years old, and something was wrong with Philip internally, right? Something was wrong with me. I didn't know what it was, but I wanted to feel a part of something. I wanted to fit in somewhere, and I depended on outside things to make me whole. Like drugs, or what people thought of me, or food. My self-confidence, my self-esteem was low. I didn't think very highly of myself. I remember being overweight as a child, and oh my God, I would say such mean things about myself. So I continued to use, and the older kids did it, and I fit in with them, and I felt cool. I felt a part of something, and I just felt comfortable when I was using, and when I first started using, of course, I didn't end up in a drug treatment center or jail. I didn't want to kill myself, and I never dreamed that I would be a drug addict. At that time, what a drug addict was to me was like some homeless person behind a dumpster with a needle or a crack pipe or a bottle of liquor, and that wasn't me. I mean, I was 11, 12 years old when I first started experimenting with drugs and alcohol, and that definitely wasn't me. Come to find out later on in my story, that turned into me. The things that we never think we would do or we would say, we do, because the disease of addiction takes control of our lives. It is a power greater than us. So I continued to use, and of course it was fun at first. Gradually, somewhere along the way, it turns into a habit. And then it turns into something that's necessary for me to function. And that was like the last stage, was the I can't live with or without, you know what I mean? Trapped in prison, in my own prison. So I dropped out of college after 1 year, could not hold down a job. All I wanted to do was use drugs, abuse drugs, sell drugs. It became an all-consuming power in my life. You know, it controlled every thought I had, every action I had. I had to have it to do things. My parents got divorced. I stole. I lied. I cheated. Sold my body. Sold my possessions. Pawned my possessions. Traded my possessions. I had absolutely nothing, you know. My family wanted nothing to do with me. I had no friends. I'd been in and out of rehabs and detox. I'd been in 10 different rehabs, about 5 different detoxes. I'd been in and out of jail. I'd been arrested 8 times. I'd had felony charges, and I kept doing it over and over again, over and over again. And I remember just being trapped in this prison and wanting to die. My hair was grown out way, you can't even see, like, it's way past my shoulders because I wouldn't spend the money to get a haircut, right? Because I needed one more. I haven't showered in 2 weeks. My teeth were rotted out of my mouth from all the years of drug abuse and having no hygiene. I smelled. I had a mattress on the floor that I slept on. If I slept, I barely slept at this point because the fixation of the means of trying to get another one and coming up with plans to get more and more and more. And then if I had it, all consuming thoughts that I couldn't even sleep, and I wanted to die. I wanted to kill myself. I thought that was the only way out, that was my only answer out. That was the solution I'd come up with. And I remember sitting in that room. I was in the dark and I was planning this escape, you know. And I thought, well, what if, as I'm building up the courage to kill myself, I had a thought of, like, what if the dope man called me back? You know, like, I wouldn't want to miss that phone call. And it's like, oh my God, how sick are you, Philip, that the one thing that's stopping you from killing yourself is the same sick thought that got you in this position in the first place. And that was that the drugs were the answer, that drugs were the solution. And they weren't. They were not the solution. They were not the answer. They never were the answer. They never were the solution. And in that moment, I realized I needed help. So I asked for help. So I want people to know that there is help available. If you're struggling with the disease of addiction, there is help available. And I found help, you know, and I started working a program of recovery. And once I started working this program of recovery and applying this program in my life changed dramatically. I am no longer bound by my disease. I'm not chained up anymore. I am not cuffed up anymore by my disease. I have freedom in my life. And with this new life that I had gotten, you know, I lost the desire to use. You know, I wanted to help people. I wanted to let other people know that if you were alone and you were caught up, that there was something else available besides the dope, that there was a new life available. And I know that you don't believe that you can do it or that life's for you, because I felt that exact same way. That I could never quit, that I could never stop, that I was just a worthless piece of shit junkie that would never have anything or never succeed. And that's not true. I'm sitting here today telling you that I've made it. So can you. Since I've got clean and I started learning about Philip And I had dreams now. I was no longer bound by this disease, and it was like I was a brand new person that had never experienced life. I didn't even know what I liked anymore. I'd used drugs for 19 years. I was given a second chance at life, and I was not going to waste it. I was going to do the things that I wanted to do. They told me that when I got clean, that if I hadn't stopped using, and even currently, that if I continued, I'd gained a massive amount of weight. I shot up from like 139 pounds and up to 230 pounds because I was still trying to fill the void when I got clean. And I used something else to do that. Anything that was outside of my body to make me feel okay or whole, and told me my liver was failing from my health, my years of drug abuse. And I remember them telling me that I was in stage 3 liver fibrosis, and that if it progressed to stage 4, that my life expectancy would go to 8 years. That I would die within 8 years without a liver transplant. And I said to myself, let's get to living and let's do some shit. Let's change some shit. Life's too short. My mother passed away after I'd got clean. The disease of addiction took my mother. I watched her body shut down, and she died right in front of me, and I stayed clean. And I know my mother always wanted me to be happy and to succeed and to be clean. That's all she cared about. She just wanted me to be happy. And with my liver, and with my mom passing away, look, life is short, and we got to make some changes. We got to do some things. We got to live this life, right? Chase your dreams, man. Don't let anything stop you. So now I'm open and available to talk anything about my past and my recovery and what I did and what worked for me and what helped me. I'm available for that. Feel free to ask me questions about that. But now we're talking about something different. We're not talking about just the disease. We're talking about the same principles that I use of getting clean and changing my attitude and my perspective towards life. And now we're talking about achieving goals and succeeding and having a life and being happy, right? I did an Ironman. So I changed my diet, I exercised, I went out and did a flipping fucking Ironman. I did a half Ironman, I swam for 1.2 miles, I biked for 56 miles, and then I ran 13.1 miles. It took me 8 hours to do the shit, but I did it, and I completed it, and I got the medal. And I dedicated 7 months to train and do that, and I never ran, bike, or swam in my life. The only time I ever ran was when I ran from the police. But the point is, the things that we think we cannot do are possible. We can do them. We can achieve them. Don't let your mind tell you that you're worthless or that you can't do a half Ironman. Swim 1.2 miles, bike 56 miles, then run 13.1. You can't do that. You know what? Yes, I can. Yes, I can. And you can too if you want to. Don't let your head tell you that you can't get that job that you want, or that you can't be successful, or that you can't have your own business, or that you can't be a streamer or a content creator. Don't let you're too old, you're not funny enough. The only thing stopping you from achieving the things that you want to achieve is yourself. Do not give power to someone else to control you. Do not give power to your insecurities or your fears that can control you. I got clean. I became successful. I worked hard. I did an Ironman. I traveled around the world. I got a family. I got a son in the other room. I have a significant other. I mean, and now I'm sitting here recording a video in front of, look, I got possession on the wall. I didn't have any possessions, you know? I have physical things now, which I'm gonna let you know also, those are not the most important. The real thing I have is the freedom on the inside. You know, the ability to be okay with Philip is the true gift and true blessing, because that's where I became okay enough to be able to do these or achieve these things. And take that fire, take that passion, take that attitude, take those principles of like just never giving up, steadfastness, you know, discipline, strength, passion, love, honesty, compassion, empathy. Just like when I was training for that Ironman, and like I remember running on that fucking treadmill and running on it and I hated it, and I hated every minute of it, and I felt like I was dying. And you know what? I told myself, if the dope didn't kill you and you survived that, because that was hell. Let me tell you, that life I lived was hell. Being constantly alone and isolated and wanting to die was a hell. And if I survived that, this fucking treadmill can't kill me. This Ironman can't kill me. I can do it. Sitting here recording a YouTube video or making a TikTok or streaming live on Twitch, you know what? I can do it. I don't care if I got a little salt and pepper and a little gray in my hair. You know what? I can do it. I can achieve my goals. Go skydiving. I can do it, and no one is going to stop me from doing that. Not the voices in my head or someone else. If you want to be a content creator or a streamer or put videos on TikTok and all that stuff, hey, do it, and don't listen to anybody. All you need is to believe in yourself, and for me, I have a supportive family. That's all I need. You know, what people don't understand is that if you believe in yourself and you're okay with yourself, that you cannot be moved. You know, like someone, just as an example for you guys to understand, you know, like people say I'm too old to do it or whatever, right? Something like that. You think coming and commenting on a YouTube or a TikTok and telling me that I'm too old, as you just burned me, you just got me so bad, that's gonna stop me from doing this? No sir, no ma'am. You have no idea what my story is and where I came from. And again, if that hell didn't kill me, and if that hell didn't stop me, nothing's going to stop me from achieving my goals or doing what I want to do. Don't give up. Don't give up on life. Don't give up chasing your dreams, whatever they are. I don't know what your dreams are, but don't give up on them. Keep chasing them. Life's too short not to live. Life's too short to give yourself a hard time. Life's too short to let someone else have some kind of power or say over what you do. I don't know what this video's accomplished. I don't know what it says. The main goal is I wanted people to know a little bit about me and my story, and to know that there is something else available, right? Like if you're struggling with the disease of addiction, there's a new life available, I promise you. Because if I can do it, you can do it too. So there is help, and I'm open and available to discuss my path of recovery and what's worked for me. Feel free to ask me questions. And then I want people to understand that don't give up on chasing your dreams. Do not give up on life. If I listen to the voices in my head, or if I listen to what other people told me, like what my worth was or my value was or what they thought of me, I would not be here today. I would be dead. I would be dead. I know my value. I know my worth. I'm okay with Philip. You can be okay. It might take some hard work, and it might take some time. It might not happen just overnight. Mine did not. I was not okay just like that. It took some work. It took some effort. but it's achievable, just like everything is achievable. If you believe in it and you set your mind to it, and with a little help, I promise you, you can do it. I hope this video helped someone. I don't know if it did or not. If it does, it's worth it. My journey, my story, my experience, the pain that I've been through is always worth it if it can help one person. If one person can get a message of hope, a seed of hope can be planted, or inspire someone to do something, then it's worth it. And I hope it did. Thank you guys. I love you.